I'd like to call the Wednesday, February 14th meeting of the Planning Commission to order. Mr. Trivett, will you call the roll?
Mr. Granger?
Here.
Mr. Schaller?
Here.
Mr. Edwards?
Here.
Mr. Klee?
Here.
Mr. Boswell?
Here.
Ms. Macbeth?
Here.
Mr. Julian?
Here.
Our first order of business is the approval of minutes. We have two meetings from the past month, our regular meeting on the 17th and our CIP work session on the 24th. Are there any additions or corrections to either of those? I'd like to move that we...
I move that we accept the minutes as recorded.
Second.
Mr. Trivett?
I'm sorry, who was the second? Mr. Boswell. Mr. Granger?
Aye.
Mr. Schaller?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Mr. Klee?
Aye.
Mr. Boswell?
Aye.
Ms. Macbeth?
Aye.
Mr. Julian?
Aye.
Okay, so we have no items on our consent agenda. The first public hearing that was scheduled for today, PCR 18-001, has been withdrawn by the applicant. So our first true agenda item of today is PCR 18-002, request of Union Baptist Church for a special use permit.
Good afternoon, Chair Macbeth and Commission members. Today we have an application from the Union Baptist Church. They're requesting a special use permit to construct a 2,600 square foot addition at the existing church site at 108 Alice Street. The addition will contain a fellowship hall, storage, a single restroom, and a kitchen. The proposed addition meets all the setback requirements, but it does not address the existing nonconformities on the site. The applicant's statement has been enclosed in your packages. The comprehensive plan identifies 108 Alice Street and all the surrounding properties as low-density single-family residential. The comp plan notes that low-density single-family residential is the lowest intensity residential use. This property, along with all the surrounding properties, are also zoned single-family residential RS2. The intent of this district states that in addition to low-density single-family homes, other uses may be compatible with single-family neighborhoods such as churches. They may be allowed with the issuance of special use permits. The property is not located in the Architectural Preservation District or the Corridor Protection District, and therefore the Architectural Review Board does not have to review these plans. However, the applicant has provided some conceptual sketches for reference. The Site Plan Review Committee met and reviewed the plan on January 17, 2018, and recommended approval of the site plan with the addition of a buffer between the new addition and the residence to the west to make sure that that existing residence is protected from any uses that may take place at the addition. The proposed 2,600 square foot fellowship hall will contain some storage, kitchen, single bathroom. There are existing nonconformities in relation to the rest of the structure regarding setbacks and parking. Based on the sanctuary size of the church, 19 parking spaces are required. There are currently 4 spaces on the property. Staff has been informed that this is a neighborhood church and that members frequently walk to church to attend functions there. Therefore, the 19 parking spaces are not necessary. Since the applicant is not increasing the size of the sanctuary, and the size is what dictates the calculation for parking spaces, the parking is non-conforming and additional parking is not required. The portion of the building that is existing, approximately 96 square feet, encroaches into the 35-foot setback by 4 feet. That contains the existing restrooms. The proposed addition will meet all the setbacks and the requirements and will not increase the existing nonconformity of the church. The church does not contain any space to hold meetings or gatherings, and currently there are no handicap-accessible restrooms. Existing conditions do not allow for food to be prepared on site to serve the congregation. The proposed use is adequately served by public services and will not result in the destruction, loss, or damage of any ecological, scenic, historic, important features. It is designed and sited to complement the adjacent properties and uses. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission recommend to City Council that a special use permit be approved to allow the Union Baptist Church to construct the 2,600 square foot addition to contain a fellowship hall, storage, kitchen, and bathroom to the existing church at 108 Alice Street, conditioned upon the buffer between the new addition and the property to the west being enhanced to increase the screening. I'm available if you have any questions, and this applicant's representative is also available if you have any.
Okay, so this is a public hearing, so we'll eventually open the floor, but does anyone have questions of Aaron at this point? Thank you. I'd like to open the public hearing and would ask if the applicant wishes to speak first. You're welcome to do so. You don't have to, but otherwise opening the public hearing if anyone would like to speak to PCR 18-002. If you'd like to come, please come up to the, please come up, state your name, address.
I'm John Hopke, Hopke & Associates Architects, and we're representing the Union Baptist Church. It's pretty straightforward. They purchased land some time ago so that they could do this expansion eventually. And it's really badly needed. They have planned for it, and the addition, we've set it up so that it leaves some room in the future, or some room for outdoor activities as well. Pretty simple, nothing more to say, but I'd love to answer any questions that you have.
Sure, thank you. Does anyone have any questions of the applicant? Would anyone else like to come forward and speak? Okay. Seeing no one, I'll close the hearing. I agree. This looks like a pretty straightforward application for a longstanding church in that neighborhood, and it is definitely a neighborhood church. Does anyone have any questions or comments or discussion?
I think it's really excellent to see such an established church continuing to grow and prosper, and I think it's wonderful, and the fellowship hall is going to be integral to that. I've attended a meeting there, and meeting space is sorely needed there. So I'm excited to see it. It's an important part of the community, and I'm glad to see it growing and expanding in the nice way that it is.
Nice design.
Yes.
Fits in well with the neighborhood. Excellent idea.
Someone like to offer a motion?
I'd like to move that we approve it.
Is there a second?
Second. I was just going to add,
sorry.
With the, can we have a motion that includes the staff recommendation, or do we want to include the staff recommendation of
I do.
Yes.
maintaining that buffer?
Yes. I think that a friendly adjustment to the motion is to accept the staff recommendation.
Great. Thank you.
Mr. Granger?
Aye.
Mr. Schaller?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Mr. Klee?
Aye.
Mr. Boswell?
Aye.
Ms. McBeth?
Aye.
Mr. Julian?
Aye.
Okay, so this brings us to our open forum. If anyone would like to come forward and speak to the commission on any issue that's in front of us, we may do so at this time. Not seeing anyone. There are no site plans and subdivisions. We do have some unfinished business. The 5-year capital improvement program for FY19 through 23. We had our work session. The minutes of that have been approved at this point, and from that we gave Carolyn some notes from which to make a memo to Marvin Collins. She and I have went back and forth a couple times on the details, make sure we got everyone's thoughts on that. It's pretty short given where we are on the cycle with the comp plan and all that, but we do need to have a motion to approve this memo as written, or wordsmith changes as you might see fit, as we have, as we need at this time. But we do need to have a letter leaving this meeting that goes to the city manager. So,
looks to me like it accurately reflects what we agreed on. Well written.
So, would someone like to move that we approve the memo as written?
Move to approve the memo as written.
Second.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Trivett.
The second one was Mr. Schaller.
Yes, it was.
Mr. Granger?
Aye.
Mr. Schaller?
Aye.
Mr. Edwards?
Aye.
Mr. Klee?
Aye.
Mr. Boswell?
Aye.
Ms. McBeth?
Aye.
Mr. Julian?
Aye.
Okay. Is there any new business or other items that we need to bring up that anyone knows of? No? Okay, cool. Then we have our various information items in our packet, as always. There are currently no public hearings scheduled for March 14th. Do we know if we have any site plans or other kinds of business?
We might have one site plan, and I'll notify the commission if that's coming forward or not.
Okay, cool, great. So keep your schedules available for that. And then as just a side note, as we are moving into this year where we'll start working on the comp plan, we should also be thinking about at least blocking our time for the fourth Wednesdays of the month like we had for the CIP work session. That was our sort of standard work session time for the Planning Commission, the fourth Wednesday, 4 to 6, just as a shadow on your calendar at this point. But if there are no other items in front of the commission, then I will adjourn the meeting.